The basic definition of a player is a guy who gets all the girls, guy who gets all the respect and the guy who's always winning at life. Some of these players were born with an edge over you. Some of them were not. But what most guys don't realize is that the majority of players out there are actually self-made. Majority of players in this game that we call life. They got to where they're at, not by a stroke of luck, but through a transformation. And the more that you understand about the successful player, the more that you can start to be more like him and the closer that you can get to becoming a successful player, the better that your life will become. So what is the number one thing that a player must never do now? Famous quote once said, "Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind." See, we're living in a world where so many guys are simply following the herd or following the tribe and doing what they are doing only because other people are doing it. You see, when I was young, I looked at what everybody else was doing and always just did whatever those people were doing in order to sit at the table with the popular kids in high school. I basically had to look and act like them, because if I didn't, I wouldn't fit in with them. But then you get older, and you start to question these things. You start to question why you cared so much about trying to be like these other people that you didn't really even like that much. So many guys today regularly apologize for being who they are, whether they do it consciously or unconsciously. But most of the time this is something that happens unconsciously. Example of this is when I was younger, I bought this really cool hoodie. I bought some new shoes for skateboarding. Now wore these clothes when school started the next year, and when some of my friends saw this new style on me, they actually had made fun of me for it, and like a house of cards, sure enough, I came crumbling down. And I quickly gave in to the pressure. And I ended up choosing to wear the clothes that my friends approved of rather than the clothes that I actually wanted to wear. And even though they treated me better deep down, this decision actually made me deeply unhappy, and by giving into this pressure, I was unconsciously apologizing for who I was at the time or for who I wanted to be. You see, when you're super nerdy, and you like to watch anime, but you choose to hide this fact around girls, you are unconsciously apologizing for who you were whenever you tell a girl that you like something, and she shows immediate disapproval. And you end up caving to the pressure and you walk back what you said. You once again are unconsciously apologizing for what you said. But more importantly, what you're doing is you're apologizing for being who you are. If you're into Dungeons and Dragons, you don't have to apologize for it if you don't want to go to college, because you know that there's a better way and your parents will grill you for it. Don't apologize for it. The number one thing that a successful player must never do is apologize for his actions or for his beliefs or for simply expressing and being who he is. You see, a lot of people in this world are not going to like you for who you are. That's just a fact.